Today's guest is Natasha Saleme, a talented wedding planner and the founder of Chameleon Management. Hi, Natasha.
Hi, Carol.
Welcome, Natasha. We're so excited to have you here.
Same here.
And I'm going to dive in directly. What made you enter this whole industry? The most stressful industry, I must say. I mean, I want to know.
It is stressful, but it's the adrenaline of it makes you want to continue in it. So it started by mistake.
Okay.
I was working for a cosmetics company, and I basically was the only one on the team. So every time they launched a product, I would be the one planning the whole event. I loved it, decided to take it on and move back to Lebanon and start my own company there. When I got to Lebanon, I realized that corporate is not as big as weddings and events.
Okay.
So my parents, it just happened that it was their 25th anniversary at the same time. So my dad suggested that I plan that for them as a start.
Oh, that's nice.
That's cute.
That's really cute.
Yeah, it was. And so I started doing that, and it gave me a portfolio, it gave me experience. I was able to showcase basically everything I could do, and it snowballed on from there.
Oh, that's nice.
That's really nice. And you feel like your parents encouraged you.
A lot.
Okay, which is good.
A lot.
Like some...
They're my backbone.
Discourage.
Yeah, some parents would be like, wow, you have a great job. Don't go into these kind of...
Oh, don't get me wrong. They did that.
They
did that for sure. Oh, my dad had a heart attack. How are you leaving the safety of a corporate job?
This is a multinational company.
You studied at the best universities to plan weddings with flowers?
It's always there.
And look at you now.
And look at you now. No, they're proud now, and they're very supportive.
Yeah. It must be so satisfying.
It is. It is.
What's the biggest challenges you find in the industry today?
I think the biggest challenge in the industry today, I would say, is standing out from the competition, because now with social media, it's worldwide. You can easily see what's going on in the world. So it's very easy to copy each other, especially that becoming a wedding planner is very easy. You don't need capital, you don't need an office, you don't need anything. You don't even need employees. All you need is a phone and the laptop and the contacts to do it.
Wow, that's true.
And it's very easy to become a planner. So becoming a planner is not just about the contacts and the ideas. It's about the creativity, the relationship you have with your clients, and standing out has become the challenge. Having your clients understand that you're going to be their best friend for the next year. You're going to be their everything, their go-to. They should feel so comfortable being honest with you. You're discussing tastes, you're discussing money, you're going into the families, you're going into in depth with everybody. So
wow, that's quite hard. Yeah.
Yeah, when you put it in that way. But I mean, I have to ask you this, don't people want a personalized wedding? Do they want to copy something else? Like if they saw a big wedding and then I would want the same flowers, or
it's not just about having the same flowers. I think it's more about they see that this wedding went viral, so they feel like they want the same. Maybe they'll change the color or they'll do
stuff. Yeah.
Exactly. Or like the princess vibe that a lot of brides want, or it's. So finding a way to do it, it still is her wedding, the bride. So I still want it to resemble her. I'm not going to come and change her entire theme. I still want it to be that, even though it's a theme that's been used and abused and done. But my challenge is to find a way to take her abused idea, if you want, and turn it into a creative way to do it.
Because something that's personalized.
Exactly.
Because that day is a storytelling too, and it reflects
each couple.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, I'm very silly, and I'm one of those cliche. I used to do a scrapbook when I was a girl.
I had one too.
So I had one of those. Yeah. I'm a dreamer. I had.
We had the Monica wedding book.
Yeah.
No way, you had the Monica.
I think I still have one.
But that's so weird that you would do one as well, because that was me, and I was like, I want this and I want that, and I have to have 16 bridesmaids, and I don't know what. I was so silly, but I had all of this, and somehow that became my dream. It was very little my husband. He was like, whatever you want, just get this day over with.
That's a blessing, by the way.
Yeah, so he's like, and then when it comes to financial parts, really, do we really? I'm like, no, we don't, but it's pretty if we do. But I just remember it had to be us. It had to be very personalized, and I could not have the sense of, okay, she did it that way. I could compare to a princess or something like, but that's it. So it's so strange. And I wouldn't want to see weddings, which you do right now. It's
copy
repetitive.
Yes.
I know for me, I don't like the overly big, extravagant. I mean, if
that's
I
very
ever
Lebanese.
do it,
I'm sorry, I'm going to say this, but that's very Lebanese.
I was about to say this started with social media, and then once one big influencer did that once, she started it in Lebanon, and then it just became a trend for everyone. Good for us, wedding planners. Bad for you guys.
I mean, I prefer, like, if I was ever to do it again, don't think so, but I mean, I would prefer like something super small and intimate and just close family and friends, and have like, you know, a ceremony that celebrates love.
Yes.
Not just like it's become like a big party.
But don't forget, we are more mature now. Well, when you're young, I think you want that princess fairy tale, right? You would know as a wedding planner.
It's more likely to be like a younger bride's dream.
My first one was.
Exactly. I get a lot of clients that are like you as well, that like come to me and they're like, okay, you see everything that's going on in Lebanon with all these weddings. I want the total opposite. I want to go very simplistic. Sometimes they end up doing destination weddings, you know, where it's just they use the venue and the beauty of the space without going all out. Exactly. So I really have an array of clients, so it really depends. Now I'm interested in finding out about your extravagant wedding.
Yes.
What was that about?
Actually, I'm going to answer your question with a question.
Tell me.
I want to know what's the most extravagant entrance for a bride or groom, and then I'll tell you mine.
One that I've planned, or in general?
One that you've planned.
One that I've planned. Extravagant. Honestly, my brides tend to be very demure. Yes, they're like their extravagance doesn't go in like the entrance most likely. So we make it in a very elegant way. So she either customizes a song to her name, or
that's beautiful,
appears from somewhere nice above or beyond, but not very extravagant. But that goes to say there were so many extravagance. I don't know if you saw this one bride a few years ago from Florence. She came in with balloons. She flew into the venue with hot air balloon. That went viral.
Okay.
So there are some extravagant.
Why did that risk? With the dress?
With the dress.
Thank God there wasn't much social media in my time. We actually, it was my ex-husband's bright idea to come down from above in a crane.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Yeah. And
how did that go?
I mean, it was a nice surprise for all the guests, but it was quite terrifying, coming in, coming down a crane. But that wasn't the scary part. The scary part was not the height. The scary part was that the crane had fireworks that would appear, to attract everyone's attention. And I started smelling the fire. And my dress was pretty big and it was pretty long. So I thought my dress caught on fire. Oh my God. And my only thought going down was, how am I going to get out of this dress naked in front of 300 guests? That's all I could think of. Because that,
Did you catch fire?
No, thank God.
Oh my God.
But I had a good 20 minutes coming down thinking is my dress on fire or not? God. And there's no plan B. I didn't have another wedding dress. And I wasn't wearing anything underneath, so.
Oh, have you been in a disaster? Where you had to think of plan B?
Honestly, I did have a bride catch on fire once, but it was immediately solved. And it was just the end of her.
Oh, wow.
So nothing happened technically, but it was a good, terrifying 30 seconds for me before they turned off the fire.
Oh my God. But it makes you think you need a plan B.
You need a plan. Well, thank God it was just such a small part that got burned that we cut it out. It didn't even show. So she continued her night and she didn't even notice actually. If she didn't notice the guy turning it off behind her, she wouldn't have noticed for the whole wedding. But,
oh my God.
It was very scary because it could have turned into a disaster. The whole ballroom could have caught fire.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh my God. See, that's why I can never be a wedding planner, because I would have cried there. What are you gonna do?
Oh,
now?
this is part of my daily ritual. And every single wedding, I have a little good cry in the bathroom, and then I'm like, okay, let's do this, and we're good.
Wow.
Oh,
I
but
have to applaud your
No,
patience.
really,
Thank you.
because you need to think of like the worst case scenarios also, right?
Always.
Yeah, I mean, what if
But
the
I
cake
learned-
falls down? I mean, what would you
By
do?
the way,
It,
I've
it
seen
has
that
happened, and not with me, thank God, never. But it has happened.
Have you
Wow.
seen those that comes out with those huge one, and then like it? I see
Oh,
this on
no.
social
would
media, and I'm
die.
like, oh, nice. But then you see the bride, they're like, okay, cheers, whatever. Like,
Or when one of the guests or a friend or whatever comes and shoves the cake in the
Oh my
the bride's face. I mean,
It's
I would
worse
kill
if the
them.
groom
I
does
would-
it. That's your red flag to leave from the start. If the groom is
oh,
doing that. No, but speaking about thinking of the worst case scenario, I've learned recently
Yeah.
not to do that because I feel like you attract it. Like when I think of everything that could go wrong, it ends up going wrong. So I just like think that it's all
positive.
gonna go well and
Yeah.
it's gonna be fine. And I start to envision how the bride is gonna be like gasping of like, wow, this is amazing.
that's
And like, and she
nice.
thanking me at the end. So I start to do visualizations for the wedding to actually go as
That's very
planned.
Do your
smart.
manifestation.
Yeah, it's my
ritual.
manifestation technique.
I like
You should
that.
do that in life too, I guess.
I think so.
We should.
Very
We should.
good. Very good.
So nowadays, like a lot of couples are going for, as we said, like weddings that just, go viral, and that's what they aim for. We saw a beautiful proposal that you did
Thank you.
recently. I found that like absolutely gorgeous. And literally, it was on every platform. You couldn't open social media that week without seeing it. So we're super proud of you for that.
Thank you.
I want to ask though, how do you feel about like viral weddings that, tend to be PR stunts more than, something that's more personalized and touching?
It really depends on the wedding. Like we were just discussing the Ambani wedding, for example. This was a lavish, extravagant, multi-day. They invited celebrities they didn't even know.
Yeah.
I think were invited
Got
to this
flown in.
wedding just
Yeah.
so that they can get the exposure. But I don't think it's the virality behind it is always, I think, calculated. Like I think they thought about business opportunities with these people, how to collaborate in the future, how to have like entryways into different markets. So I think that's what, in particular, the Ambani
was their
wedding
goal.
was.
Yes.
But here in Dubai, every time we do, Dubai is the country for virality. Like everything you do, not just in weddings. Like when you have a baby shower and you post about it on
to be the
the
biggest.
Burj Khalifa or the biggest or the better or the best.
Yeah.
It's because everything is already available here. Like what can you do as a wedding that hasn't been done? What can you create? No matter how creative you are, everybody's seen everything already. So in order to go viral, you need to do something
That stands out.
that stands out. So, for instance, that proposal you were talking about. So the groom asked me that he wanted to do something that was never done in the UAE before.
Wow.
And that's very hard to implement because what hasn't been done in the UAE before, everything has. And so that's when you create something like, even if it's simple sometimes, even if it's not going all out, but having a cool idea or a cool venue or a cool concept, it's very easy for it to like catch on social media and go viral with it. So of course, having this aspect is one thing. And then you'll have the other clients that want the total opposite. Like for example, Kim Kardashian, she didn't allow phones. She had a 150 people only wedding in Florence. And she just wanted it to be super private. She then posted about it on her show, but she controlled the narrative. It wasn't a wedding that went viral. Everyone tried to make it go viral, but
I thought that was
I
beautiful.
mean, third time's a charm. I mean, if she gets to do that.
Exactly. So I think that also helps.
No, but like with the Ambani wedding, I remember I got a message with, a proposal to post and talk about it
Oh, wow.
in exchange for a sum of money. And I declined it. I mean,
The media is all about that. I
It's
think it's how they
crazy.
get their views. And especially now when everything's about views and making money from the views, it only makes sense that everybody wants everything to go viral.
That's sad. But with all these weddings that we see, wedding you can't forget.
A wedding I can't forget. I have to say it was my best friend's wedding in Sicily. We planned it in Taormina. So not only were the venues extremely beautiful, so we planned the pre-wedding in the Godfather house where they actually filmed the movie,
wow.
and the Baron is still alive. So he gives you a
Nice.
tour. It's goosebumpy. It's really, everything has history there.
Wow.
That
So
is
it's about the beautiful
gorgeous.
locations, but also because I was the planner and the bridesmaid at once.
Oh,
so I had to like
wow.
shuffle everything.
How does that work?
It doesn't. It doesn't. It just doesn't.
about to
I
say, how
decided
did
this is
you
the
manage
last
that?
time I do this.
Where did you
Wow.
cry? Like, why did
I
she-
cried when we had a deal that walking down the aisle, I would walk first so that I can leave and not stand and waste 1 hour during the ceremony. I would
Smart.
leave and go see, check on the flowers and everything.
See, that's why she's a planner.
It didn't work out that way.
Oh.
Because the exit, people started standing in front of it and blocked it. So I was there thinking, oh my God, I need to get out of here to go see the flowers. Thank God I have a team to do it. But I mean, still, you know, my OCD, I can't
yes, for
rely.
sure.
I have to go see with my own eyes. So I just jumped in between trees
Oh, wow.
to go down to the venue and
wow.
run in heels.
Video of that or something that way.
I'm sure someone somewhere does. I'm sure it'll
wow.
surface someday. I'm sure.
That's
See her
funny.
bridesmaid? She just jumped in.
They just they ignored me and continued with the ceremony
Wow.
because it was
Well
not.
done.
Yeah,
Well done.
yeah. It was the last time I decided to do that. I'm never
Oh.
planning and bridesmaiding at the same time.
Yeah, I can't imagine that. I mean, I remember during my brother's wedding, like it was so stressful and hectic. So I can't imagine being the planner as well.
Oh my
Hats
God.
off.
It wasn't easy.
I want to ask, like, how do you deal with bridezillas?
Oh.
How do I deal with bridezillas? You know, sometimes what's funny is that it's not always the bride that's a bridezilla. You get some groomzillas too.
What?
Yes, you do. You get some crazy ones. But in general, I tend to put myself in their shoes and I understand where they're coming from because they're dealing with so much. It's not just the wedding they're planning. They're moving into a new house. They're changing their lives. They're leaving their families. They're starting a new adventure.
They're dealing with in-laws as well.
They are most of the time the
The
reason why
bridezilla,
there is a
yeah.
bridezilla and a groomzilla. If they're not the ones being
so
the
true.
bridezillas
That's
and
so
groomzillas.
true.
Sounds familiar. Yeah.
So that's how I adapt, basically. I try to understand, calm them down. That's where the
Yeah.
therapist,
It comes in.
Dr. Phil moments come in, where I take on the stress and the energy. And I try to always be positive, even if I'm dying inside. Like I try not to show them. I go cry in the bathroom by myself.
That's what I do. Like,
Come
what
back
she
out.
does.
that's my strategic
Right? You have
moves.
to keep the poker face.
You're
I cry on
fine.
set. She's like,
That's so good.
she's a robot.
It's like, yeah, so true. That makes so much sense. Excuse me, I need to go to the bathroom.
Then she
No, but
lets
it's
it
true.
out.
That looks so familiar. Exactly. So that's how I tend to handle them. And sometimes you just have to let them have a fit and just take it and understand that they don't, not to take it personally.
I think it's an overflow of emotions. I mean,
Exactly.
they're just
Exactly.
hormones going everywhere.
No, really. And if you are like leaving energies and you are into this, then you take on
Absorb.
a lot.
Yeah.
So how do you deal with yourself after this kind of emotional roller coaster?
So I go, unless I have a wedding right after, I tend to take at least 2 to 3 days where I just like go MIA. I'm just, I
Zone
do,
out.
I zone out.
Yeah.
I sleep to make up for all the lack of sleep. I relax. I have to do a massage for the circulation to basically be able to stand
Yes.
back up on my feet.
Wow.
You have no idea how painful. You're standing for, like you get on site at 5 a.m., 6 a.m., you start working and you leave at 3, 4 a.m. when the wedding is done and you haven't sat or even eaten, or like sometimes I forget to drink water
Oh my
like the whole
God.
day. So you're dehydrated. I do IVs. I try to make up for it a bit after
Oh,
the wedding.
wow.
Yeah,
So it takes a lot on you.
it takes a lot. It takes a toll.
Oh.
It's physically draining.
Yeah.
And mentally, now recently I've learned the art of breath work. So I tend to go and do a
Okay.
lot of meditation and breathwork classes. I'm taking Cookie with me soon. I promise her.
Good.
I
So
will.
these tend to help a lot with like the mental aspect and relaxing a bit.
Really? Okay. And if you have like this negativity sometimes, like brides or grooms, they would be like, no, we didn't like this. We asked for, you know, whatever it is. We said pink. We did not say this. Like you, like all this.
Like, how do you deal with
keep your
that?
calm.
You keep your calm in two circumstances. One, if they're right, if we did mess up, we take accountability, we apologize, and we make it up immediately.
Yeah.
If we did not, and they're just being picky, I tend to not take it personally, because I know that they're nitpicking about something, but they actually, like, it's a deeper thing. It's probably something they're unhappy about in their personal life, which I try to understand and just ignore. If I didn't
That's
make a
really
mistake,
good.
if
Yeah.
we did, then I apologize and do my best to make it up.
Okay.
And the reason why you hire a planner is so that these mistakes don't happen. So if there's anything that went wrong, it does. You're relying on 23 different suppliers to do their job perfectly.
Yeah.
You can't control
Yeah, you cannot
everything.
control all these suppliers. So if something does go wrong, your job is to immediately fix it
Yeah.
before they even get there, the bride and groom, and even see anything wrong.
And
They
say,
come in
yeah,
and
yeah,
see
yeah,
everything
yeah, yeah.
perfect. That's the stress I take on in the morning, setting up.
I remember I was graduating and getting married in the same time.
Interesting point of view.
Super.
That's insane. How did you do
Don't
it?
do this, guys. Like,
No.
how did I do? Don't ask. No.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't want to relive that.
Did you have fun at your wedding?
No,
No.
no.
Why not?
I mean, as you said, like, there is so much going on, and I think I was around 21.
You were young.
I was super young, and there was a lot of, family dramas, and
Okay.
so it's quite a lot to handle
Mm.
at that age. So I don't like the memory of my wedding. I mean, everything looked perfect to everyone, but I wasn't, that bride in La La Land.
No.
Mm.
Wow. I hear that from a lot of
Really?
people sometimes, especially that, the bride is always dancing and surrounded, so they don't get to like let go and enjoy, and they're always worried about what's going on. Is everyone happy? Is everybody
Exactly.
enjoying
That
their
is-
time? I
it's-
always tell my brides not to do that. Like, enjoy your time, enjoy your wedding. It's our job to like
think it's
handle
hard, though.
everything.
But
Because
again,
no
it's-
one like walks away, because you hear this as well, like no one walks away with nice things to say. Like everyone has to comment about something, like the food or the flowers or the entertainment. And
But I have realized more and more, it's only when it's very big weddings.
Yeah.
that you
When
get
it's
that.
smaller wedding and you're celebrating love and
That's
you're
it.
celebrating the purpose, even if it was on a beach and it was
People
I
are
don't know,
in
like
barefoot.
they are happy because they are dancing and the bride could be like, I don't care about my hair, I don't care about my
Yeah.
But when there's so much formalities, like you need to go around these 10,000 tables of saying, yes, oh, thank you for coming and thank you for celebrating our day. Like
Exactly.
the amount
It's our
of
traditions though, Vicky. Like the Arab world,
Yes,
they
but like
I agree with you 100%. And if I were to do it, this is how I would do it. The European way, where it's just let go, be simple, enjoy your time. But the Arab world puts a lot of pressure on the couples to do all these, like, we call it barmat al-arus,
Yeah,
basically.
yeah,
like you have to go. If you don't, people on the tables will actually like complain,
get
and they'll
offended.
get offended about why you.
But there's just few hours, and this is hopefully, like, this is the day she's gonna like
Yeah.
celebrate. It's not about them. It's about her and him together.
But that's the thing.
If
You
they
end
want
up
to be on the
worrying
stage and
It
about
should
kiss
be
each
how it
other
happens.
the whole night.
Exactly.
But like, so most everybody knows this by now, but like I was brought up in Sweden. So my first Lebanese wedding I went with my husband. This was like maybe 15 years ago. So as an outsider, I was like, oh my God, wow, what's going on? And she like, it was huge. I don't know, 600 guests. And first we had to go to the bride, to the home. And there was a mini wedding there.
Yeah.
The chocolates and the catering and the whole shebang of it. So I was like, whoa, what's happening? So this is one. And then, they came and they danced and they take her out and it's a whole, tradition, and they come and they dress her in diamonds. I don't know. So I was like, what is this? What's what's going on? Like I call my mom, oh my God, it's like royalty. I don't know what's happening. Then I go to the wedding. There's a pre-cocktail. And then like, piano and I don't know what. I'm like, oh my God. Like
You're describing a regular Wednesday.
Okay. No. Then the ceremony, walking down with her father, and like I'm crying here already because it's a father-daughter situation.
That gets me every time.
Then they go away for like photos that takes like an hour. So people are starting to be like, okay, what's happening? Like then they come. The whole entrance and then fireworks and the cake. And I'm like, my first time, I was like, I have just been in a movie. I don't know what's going on. And they're like, Vicky, this is a Lebanese wedding. And I'm like, I don't know. How much did this cost? Like, I don't know. After the third time, because this happens during the summer, third time, I was exhausted. I was exhausted for the bride. I'm like, please don't tell me that. Are they going to come now with... I cannot.
Yeah.
Like, and then, hey, cheers, and everybody starts. I'm like, let her enjoy because I'm not enjoying anymore. Like, I started stressing. So I remember telling my husband, I'm like, no. The first time I would tell you, oh my God, this is beautiful. Third time, by the third in, I was like, I would never take me to a little cottage house and make me celebrate like people holding a speech or people like showing you I'm here because I love you and I want to dance with you and I want to see that you chose the perfect person for you. But no. Oh, and let's not forget the singers. There's always a singer. Like how? Like it becomes about the singer itself.
Yeah.
Like how can you have a wedding?
It becomes like a concert.
How can you have a wedding and not having a performer that is famous? Like how? How is that even possible?
How dare you?
Exactly.
Like
it's become a standard now. I think it's the same way like these traditions started like coming along. Having a singer, sometimes even two, come out.
And a DJ now.
Like the DJ is a given. Everybody has a DJ.
No, like a famous DJ.
Right, obviously for the after party.
I hope if you get kind music one day, just make sure we come and help you in that event.
We'll be your assistant.
I get kind music.
Like DJ.
I'd want to be a guest to that wedding. I don't want to be planning it.
I'll help you to just like the cup straight.
Deal. You got yourself a deal.
No, really, she's right. And then the DJs, then like
yeah. We've set a standard, us Lebanese and Arabs.
It's so true.
We have.
I mean, when I went to my brother's wedding in Mexico, it looked like a Lebanese wedding, but it was so much fun. It was so much fun. Like the formalities weren't there.
Was it a big wedding?
It was a big wedding, but it was so much fun. And like
people were dancing and having
there was more
fun.
Friends than like family. Like
I think that plays a very important
huge
part.
I mean,
when you invite younger friends rather than parents' friends that you don't even know, and you're just doing it for the sake of like returning favors or business deals for your parents. Or that's what kills the vibe of the wedding,
true.
I feel.
I mean, they were on the bar, like putting tequila shots in the guest's mouth. Like it was like
The same thing with invitees. Like, when do you draw the line? Like, we need to invite my father's neighbor's
I think you can only get away with that in your second wedding. First wedding, khalas, like all the older generation is done.
Or if, like, for instance, in my case, I have two brothers. My brother got married this summer, so my parents did the whole formalities, getting it out of the way. So I feel like when it's my turn,
so now you can have a fun wedding.
You can have a tiny wedding, and no one's gonna care. No one's gonna make me invite, unless I marry someone whose family wants to do that. But yeah, I think that's the only way you can.
Don't we want to know her dream wedding?
We do.
Oh, I would elope. I would not plan a wedding.
Intimate, not at all?
No.
Like a destination wedding.
You would like go just marry and
No, you cannot do this.
No, but this makes sense. Okay, this makes sense. Psychologically, she has seen so many weddings.
There's not one theme I think of and I don't implement. There's not a dream thing. I've done it all.
You know what?
That's the viral
we'll
thing.
We'll plan your wedding in Ibiza.
This
and
is
bring
viral.
kind.
No, listen to this. Her headlines would be like, the wedding planner eloped. That's your viral moment.
There you go.
Oh.
I'd rather he make my ring bigger.
We do the after party.
Then we host her a lunch.
Okay.
At the winery.
Yes.
No,
could
we
do
have
that.
two different approaches to
And
this.
like everybody like so I'm doing the Scandinavian approach. If you want to do your shalalala approach, Scandinavian, like a seated dinner, and we're gonna get like appreciate you, and everybody has to say something nice about Natasha. And
Okay, you do the lunch, I'll do the dinner.
I'll do
You guys are getting me excited about where is the groom?
Oh yeah, we need the groom.
We need the groom first.
we need the groom.
We need the groom.
That is funny.
So what's the one advice you would give your younger self?
One advice, relax. Relax. Everything in divine timing is gonna turn out great. So
Great
that's
advice.
my advice.
I think I know you're a Virgo, so that's the one thing we find hard
I
to do.
overthink
Oh my
everything,
God.
and I stress about things that didn't even happen yet. So
She hates this Virgo talk.
I can do this.
we're Virgos. You can't help but. Have you ever met a Virgo and looked at all the criteria of a Virgo and had it be different? We're all the same. We cookie cutter. We're all Virgos, and it's
You
standard.
Aries are the same too. Her and
she's
my
an
mother are a
Aries.
copy.
Are they?
Yeah.
In terms of horoscopes, I tend to believe that we're obviously I don't go reading my future in the horoscope page in the magazine.
Be honest.
No.
Be honest.
I do.
I don't. I chat
Doing
GPT
Beckham
a
on
cup.
you now. Be honest.
I chat GPT my coffee cups.
This is great.
I'm dying to do that.
It reads my fortune. I love it. But no, in terms of horoscopes, I believe in the characteristics of
Me
a
too.
person. So
Okay.
I hire in my office Virgos. They're all Virgos.
Joking.
I'm not joking. Because we're all detail oriented, and in weddings, organized also. And you have to be a planner.
Wait. So when you are hiring someone through the interview, you're like,
First question, what's your horoscope? You can ask anybody I've ever
I love
interviewed. It is the first question I ask. They can have zero experience in weddings, and I'll still hire a Virgo over someone with 10 years experience.
There you
That's
go.
like another.
No,
but
have
listen,
a quality.
No, listen. Aries are very detail oriented. Excuse me,
It's
if you
true.
want to go
That's
into
true.
your
That is
horoscope,
true.
shalalala.
That is true. That
Okay.
is true.
And we are very hard worker. We like focus, and we are like challenge accepted. I'm gonna make it happen.
But you're also very stubborn, and you
stubborn
need to be
is
right all the
there, and we're
time.
always right, even when we're not right.
True.
It's true.
Very true.
But Virgos, can I say this?
Hey,
We have to admit we are.
I have
kooky.
two,
We are.
which I love very much.
I'll admit that.
A little bit.
Okay, next on, because this can go on forever, we're gonna do a challenge,
Okay.
this or that.
Okay.
It's gonna be very fast, and you can only choose one thing.
Shoot.
Okay.
Buffet style or seated dinner?
Buffet style.
Beach wedding or mountain wedding?
Mountain wedding.
Indoor venue or outdoor?
Outdoor.
Live band or DJ?
DJ.
Big guests or intimate dinner?
Intimate dinner.
Destination wedding or hometown vibes?
Destination wedding.
Traditional cake or modern dessert table?
Modern dessert table. By far.
Really? Why?
Yes.
Because it's a dessert, not why. I just
Why?
She
Because
heard
aren't
dessert
you
and she's
tired of
angry.
seeing the same cake cutting with the knife, sword,
I don't
seven-tier
know.
cake? Isn't it
I
cooler
like the
to
fireworks that comes along with
see? You
it.
can still do that with a modern table.
Okay, that's true. That's true. No, I don't like the sword one.
Exactly. Cliche.
Yeah.
Okay, that wraps it up.
It was lovely
It was lovely
being
having
hosted by
you.
you ladies. Thank you.
And so many things we didn't know about, behind the scenes of wedding planning.
I'm glad this was informative.
And I applaud you for your patience.
Thank you. Thank you
Yes,
so
and
much.
your knowledge.
Thank you very much, ladies.
And thank you for being beautiful inside and out.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thanks.